Hello, this is Joanne from Rosa's Creations again. Sorry about that. I lost the video feed, so now I'm going to have to try to start right where I left off. So, I put the pot in there. It has 7 grams. I put the oil in there. And I also made sure I put that round piece that went in there, even though I did forget it. I did put it in there. And it went in there, even with the oil in and everything. I just dropped it down and it went straight to where it was. It's hard for me to show you, but this is what it looks like. So you got the pod, you got the hole, and you got the round piece right in the middle. The oil fit about 3/4 way high. And then the pot is there, and the cannabis is all covered, which is what they say to do. Make sure. So 7 grams, I think, is pretty much the max on the herbs. And then, and that was ground, so that made it so that it was definitely like halfway, half of the pod was filled. And then the oil, probably about 2 cups, is gonna be max. So then I'm gonna close the lid, and I'm gonna try to put you in the holder without losing you this time, so I can finish the rest of this process and show you. So now where it said activation complete, I'm gonna hit infuse. Okay, and then, whoops, I opened up the lid by an accident, because once you push it in, you push it down. And then I am gonna hit start. And now it's gonna go to the warming up process, and then it'll finish up its thing. And later on, once this is the first process on my gummy bears has gelled up, I will end up going, and that has been done, I will end up doing the rest of it. I'm kind of doing it in steps. Sorry if there's more than one video, but I'm kind of having to do it that way. And now I'm going to move this up to the counter just to get it out of my way, so I can finish the rest of this. So, in order to make the first process of this, I already measured everything out too, so I'm going to show you what I used and then how I measured it, and the measurements of it, tell you the measurements of everything. This is the first time I've done it with the Levo machine. I've tried to do the gummy bears once before, and it didn't work out. It was a little flop, and that's because I guess I didn't mix it good enough, and so that the oil separated from the gelatin that I had, and also I didn't use lecthermin, which makes it so that it actually, which actually makes it so that it is more soluble and mixes better. So I am learning, and this is my learning process. Okay, so first of all, the recipe, this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the infused oil. So I'll have that, check. And it'll be 1 cup of the can of butter, MCT oil, whatever I'm using. That's what I'm be using for the recipe. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of the lectin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, but there it is. And you can also use liquid, and I'm told that it's pretty much the same amount liquid as it is granules. So 2 tablespoons. So I have that measured already in here. And I have that measured here in this side, because that's the side, this is the side that I'm gonna need it for. The lecthermin is gonna be after. First process part of the process I'm going to be using, it says 1 cup of juice, or it says 1 cup of water. I'm going to be using water, and if you use water, you should probably do a Kool-Aid packet. So that's what I'm going to end up doing, only because I want it to be more shelf stable. And so if I put juice in it, I feel that it's not going to be shelf stable as much. If somebody else thinks it's going to be shelf stable as much as with the juice, please post it down in my comments. I'll be doing this video on YouTube later on, but for now I'm going to be doing it just on regular Facebook, because I kind of want to get used to doing videos and not be nervous when I goes onto YouTube. But I'll probably post these anyways, because who doesn't care? Who doesn't like bloopers? And I'm sure I'm going to be doing some bloopers. So I'm going to be using water. So I already got the water. It's hot and it's in here. And so Kool-Aid packet, 1 Kool-Aid packet. I'm going to use the sugar-free because it isn't going to make a difference, because between the Kool-Aid pack, the gelatin packet, and the extra sugar that you add in here already too, I'm sure it's going to be sweet enough. Plus, it's only a little gummy bear, so even if it tasted sour or whatever it comes out tasting like, I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm used to the cannabis taste. If you wanted to change it to make it so that's less cannabis taste, you could probably put juice in it and then just stick it in the refrigerator from then on too. So 1/8 cup of sugar, so that's here. And then I have 4 packages of unflavored gelatin. So 4 packages of unflavored gelatin, I had to look it up, is a total of 1 ounce. So what I did is I measured 1 ounce of this, because I'm using this kind of flavored gelatin, not the Knox packages. So I found this. It looked like it was cheaper. I can't remember how much it was at the time, but so I bought that. So that's what I'm using for the unflavored gelatin. And then I have citric acid in order to be able to put with sugar a little bit and then cover the top of the gummy bears later on in order to make them sweet and sour. 1 package of gelatin. So I am using the Starburst one, because the Starburst one is supposed to be a little bit more sweeter and more flavor, but to make it candier flavor. So it's already done the warming process, and now it's starting the infused. And it's supposed to be 2 hours, it says, in order for it to infuse. So that's after the warming process. The warming process, because I just got finished doing the decarb, is faster than it would normally be, because it didn't have a chance to cool down and then warm up again. But I'm okay with that, because continuous process is fine. And then I am, let me see what else, chamomile oil, and then potassium sorbate. So you can do potassium sorbate as a preservative, or you can do lemon juice. So I'm going to do lemon juice because I have plenty of it, because I use it for my teas. So I got 2 teaspoons of lemon juice in there. So first process of the gummy bear is going to be, oops, I put it over here, cup. So 1 cup of juice or water, and I'm going to do water. So 1 cup hot water, so I can have everything dissolve. 1 cup. Put this on the side now. And then it says that I am going to mix up mix together 1 cup of juice, 1 package of Kool-Aid, 1 package of Kool-Aid, which is this. Sorry, I'm not used to doing a video and this at the same time, so I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I will try to get more comfortable. I don't know if this or a spoon would be better. So let me get all of them. Alright. Gotta rinse off the spoon. Clean one, clean one, clean one. Just make sure there's no dust in the house, which I doubt there is because I just washed them. But so spoon, mix. 1 package. Then I'm gonna add in the sugar. Then I'm gonna add in the gelatin. Might want to use the whisk after all, so I think I'm gonna do that. And I'm whisking, stir. gelatin, 4 packages, and if you use can of butter, but I'm using the oil, so if you use can of butter, it's thicker. So if you use can of butter, or if I would assume if you use coconut oil that gels, then you would probably end up using a little less. So I would say 3 packages of the gelatin instead of the 4. And then keep stirring. And there's still a couple of little clumps in there, so I want to make sure I get it so it's not clumping at all. And it says to cut it up in small cubes once it gets hard, but you know what I think I might do instead? I might use my little machine, my little tray. I'm going to put it in here for a couple of reasons. One of them is to make it so that I can just pop them out, but also so I can so it'll be already cut up. And you have to cut them up. And it's foamy, and I don't kind of see any more clumps in there, so I'm going to call it good. Not sure if I'm doing this all right. Like I said, I did it once and it failed, so let's see if I can do this again this time and not have it fail. And these don't have to be the same amount of liquid in here, but I'm trying to get it so it's close. I got a couple of little clumps, but later on I'm going to be mixing some more. That's actually pretty good, because 1/2 I'm supposed to use and do it that way, and then the other half I'm supposed to in a pan with the gelatin, blah blah blah. So yeah, so that's in there. Now it's supposed to cool, so I will put it on a counter here. Nobody's gonna bother it, and I'll let it cool, and then I will go on to the next step. Set aside for 10 to 15 minutes. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that though, because I'm going to let that thing infuse, and then because I need to have that first before I can go to the other process. So the lecthamin is still on my tray because I already have it pre-measured, and then I have the gelatin box mix, and then I also have the infused oil, and then I'm going to be using the citrus. So I'm going to put the rest of this stuff away that I don't need, and I will be back as soon as the infusion process gets done. 2 hours from now. So probably going to post these all at once, and then that way you can just look at them right continuously. Like I said, I will label each of the videos so that way you know what each video is. I did take the other pod of cannabis that I did already decarb, and I put it into my mason jar. 2 of these are supposed to fit in 1 mason jar. I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen, but I will hopefully see, because once I decarb it, even if I don't want to use all of it, I can use some of it and then put the rest of it in here. I can also pour it out of there, but I'd rather just leave it in the container. And then I also have a humidity packet, so I'm going to put that in there. It's pretty cool already, so I wouldn't put it in there with the cover on it until it was cool, but now that it is, I'm going to kind of try to keep it fresh. So when I go to use it for the next time, which will be another 3 hours from now, I'm going to end up taking this, infusing this one, and then pouring it out and then doing the process all over again. So if you want the video with just the infusion and not the gummy bears, you will have just the infusion one also. So, I'll talk to you in a couple hours. Have a good day, and hope this works and I don't look like a nincompoop. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.